Ever had a clogged toilet and no plunger in sight? It's a situation we've all found ourselves in at some point. It's stressful, messy, and can put a damper on your day. But don't worry, there's a solution to this problem that doesn't involve a trip to the hardware store. Today we're going to explore the art of unclogging a toilet without the use of a plunger. Stick around and discover simple, easy-to-follow steps to unclog your toilet without a plunger. Before we jump into the process, gather these items that you'll likely have around your home. First off, you'll need some hot water. The hotter, the better, but not boiling, as that could crack the porcelain. Next, grab some dish soap or shampoo. These will serve as lubricants, making it easier for whatever is blocking your toilet to slide on through. Now reach for a wire coat hanger. We'll be using this handy tool to physically dislodge the clog, but remember, be gentle to avoid scratching your toilet bowl. Don't forget to put on a pair of rubber gloves. This task can get messy, and you'll definitely want to protect your hands. Lastly, find a bucket. This will be useful if we need to remove some water from the toilet bowl, or to add more water during our unclogging methods. Now that we have everything ready, we can start the unclogging process. The first method involves using hot water. Remember, not boiling, just hot. Now you might be wondering, why not boiling? Well, boiling water could potentially crack the porcelain, and no one wants that. So, let's get started, shall we? First things first, we need to empty the bowl. Yes, it's not the most pleasant task, but it's necessary. You can use a small bucket or a large cup for this. Just scoop the water out and dispose of it safely. Remember, hygiene is crucial, so ensure you're wearing gloves and wash your hands thoroughly afterward. Next, we need to heat the water. You can do this on your stove or in a microwave. Again, we're aiming for hot, not boiling. Think of the temperature of a hot bath. While the water is heating up, it's time to find our secret weapon: dish soap or shampoo. These can help break down the clog and make the whole process more effective. Once the water is hot enough, add a generous squirt of dish soap or a dollop of shampoo. Mix it well, ensuring the soap or shampoo is well distributed throughout the water. This soapy mixture is what we're going to use to tackle that stubborn clog. Now comes the crucial part: pouring the hot water into the bowl. You want to do this slowly and carefully. The goal here is to dissolve the clog, not splash hot soapy water all over your bathroom. Pour the water directly over the clog if possible. The heat and soap combined should start to break it down. And now we wait. This isn't an instant solution, but it's effective. Give it about 20 minutes to work its magic. You can use this time to clean up or prepare for the next step if the clog persists. Wait for about 20 minutes and check if the clog is dissolved. If it has, congratulations, your toilet is back in business. If not, don't worry, there are more methods to try. But for now, that's the hot water method in a nutshell. If hot water didn't do the trick, don't worry. Next, we try the wire coat hanger method. Now this might sound like a bit of a leap from hot water, but sometimes a clog is stubborn and needs a little more persuasion. First things first, you'll need a wire coat hanger. Yes, the kind that's likely hiding in the back of your closet. It's about to be your new best friend. Well, at least for this task. Take that hanger and straighten it out. You want to create a long, straight piece of wire. Now before we go poking around, we need to remember the golden rule. Protect what you're working on. In this case, we're protecting the porcelain of your toilet bowl from getting scratched. So take a small piece of cloth and wrap it around one end of the hanger. Secure it with a bit of tape if you want to ensure it stays put. This cloth-covered end is what we'll be using to gently probe and break up the clog. Next, we're going in. Position the cloth-covered end of your wire hanger into the drain at the bottom of your toilet bowl. This part is a bit more of a feel thing, so be patient. You're looking to find the clog and start breaking it up. Remember, we're not trying to ram the hanger through the clog, we're trying to break it up gently. Move your hanger in a circular motion, feel around for the clog, and when you find it, gently start to break it up. This isn't a race, so take your time. You might need to adjust your approach, reposition the hanger, or even take a break. That's okay. After a while, you should start to feel the clog breaking up and moving. Once you're confident that you've broken up the clog, remove the hanger carefully. Remember to dispose of any debris appropriately. This method requires a bit more patience and careful maneuvering, but it's quite effective. And remember, if all else fails, a professional plumber is only a phone call away. Still struggling? Our last method, the bucket flush, might be the solution. Now, this method can be a little bit splashy, so you might want to roll up your sleeves and lay down a few towels before you get started. Let's start with the basics. You're going to need a bucket. Any bucket will do, as long as it can hold around 5 gallons of water. If you don't have a bucket handy, a large pot, or even a trash can, will work in a pinch. The key here is volume. We want a lot of water, and we want it fast. Once you've got your bucket, or your pot, or your trash can, you're going to fill it up with water. Now, it doesn't need to be boiling hot like in our previous method, but it should be warm. This will help to loosen any stubborn clogs. With your bucket filled to the brim, it's time for the main event. You're going to pour the water into the toilet bowl. But this isn't a gentle pour, oh no. You're going to want to do this from about waist height to really get some force behind it. The idea is that the rush of water will be enough to dislodge whatever is causing the blockage. Now, it's important to do this quickly, but also safely. We don't want any injuries from flying water or slipping on wet floors. Also, remember to aim for the hole in the toilet bowl, not the sides. We want the water to go down, not splash back up. If all goes well, you should see the water level in the toilet bowl start to drop as the clog is cleared. If it doesn't, don't worry. It might just take a couple of tries. Remember, patience is key when dealing with stubborn clogs. And there you have it, the bucket flush method. A simple yet effective way to deal with those pesky toilet clogs when you don't have a plunger handy. This method can be a bit messy, so make sure you're prepared. Let's quickly recap the 3 methods we've discussed to unclog a toilet without a plunger. Firstly, we looked at the hot water method, a simple and effective way to tackle the problem. This method involves heating up a pot of water but not to boiling point, as it could risk cracking the toilet bowl. Once the water is hot, but not boiling, you slowly pour it into the toilet bowl. The heat from the water can often break down the clog, making it easier to flush away. Next, we explored the wire coat hanger method. This method does require a bit of manual labor but can be very effective. You unwind a wire coat hanger and cover the end with a rag to avoid scratching the toilet bowl. Then, you gently push the wire into the toilet, using it to break apart the clog and clear the path for water to flow freely. Lastly, we discussed the bucket flush method. This method uses the force of a large amount of water to clear the clog. You simply fill a bucket with water and then quickly pour it into the toilet from waist height. The force of the water can often dislodge the clog, allowing the toilet to flush as normal. While trying these methods, it's essential to exercise patience. Sometimes it may take a few attempts to effectively clear a clog. It's also important to remember to be safe. Always protect your hands with gloves, and if you're using the wire coat hanger method, be careful not to scratch the toilet bowl or hurt yourself. Unclogging a toilet without a plunger might seem daunting at first, but with these 3 methods, it becomes a much more manageable task. However, it's important to note that these are not foolproof techniques. If the clog persists after you've tried these methods, it might be a sign of a more serious plumbing issue that requires professional attention. With these methods at your disposal, a clogged toilet with no plunger in sight is no longer a catastrophe. Remember, if all else fails, it's time to call a professional. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful tips.